Hey, welcome to the Florida Dirt Diary. This is my garden. Why don't we come on in? You can check out what I've got going on. I started this garden, I believe, at the end of March. Some things were started by seed, other things I got from my neighborhood nursery. But this is the setup I've got going on. I have some deep mulch in a fenced-in area in my yard. As you can see, I'm using raised beds with either jungle growth or command soil that we bought by the truckload from the local nursery. Mainly because our soil here is basically sand. So we find using a raised bed and deep mulching has really been helpful during this incredible drought we have going on. We also put up some cattle panels and I got some shade cloth, which has really helped us kind of conserve the moisture and guard our plants against the intense heat we've had going on. Of course, we've had a lot of pests right now. Vine borers, in particular, have been really bad. So I did have a zucchini here in this bed, but yesterday I pulled that out and I went ahead and I planted some golden pineapple ground cherries that I started from seed. And I got those seeds from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. Finding varieties that work well in the heat and humidity and challenges of North Central Florida, the right variety makes all the difference. So Southern Exposure Seed Exchange has been really helpful for finding those right varieties and getting more success. This is also my loofah that I started. I wanted to grow some varieties to replace my zucchini that were more tolerant of the heat and the pest situation that we have going on. Over here, we have our Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, super sweet 100 actually, and they have done really, really well. As you can see, we've got a ton of green fruit. We're beginning to get blushing, and we've gotten a few off of this. It is so good. The tomatoes are really sweet, and they're not too bothered by the heat. I did have to top these off. They were outgrowing my trellis. We try to fertilize at least once every couple of weeks. Here are my cucumbers. I already picked some this morning. This is the Arkansas Little Leaf variety that we started from seed, that we got from Southern Exposure. This variety has been amazing for us. I have never had success with cucumbers before, and I realized part of it was just I was using the wrong varieties for my area. These are very disease resistant, and they are self-fertile. So even though we do have some nice pollinators because of the flowers, they have been producing quite a lot. So many I actually had to make some dill pickles. So we're really pleased with that. I also planted a Mexican gherkin or cucamelon. As you can see, they make these little grape-sized. Um, they're little melons, but they taste a little bit like cucumber and lime. It's really good. I actually like them a lot. This is the back side of my trellis. Over here, I have my Everglades tomato. We'll get a better look at that on the front. And here I have my Floridade. Floridade is a variety of a determinate, so it tends to reach a maximum height and it sets all of its fruit at once. So it's done pretty well for me. I've never had this variety before. I look forward to trying it out. Here's some big guys back here. And it did a pretty nice fruit set, I would say. So no blushing yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how these taste. Um, Here's a better view of the Everglades. Everglades tomatoes are amazing because they honestly don't care about heat, humidity, and if you let them, they will take over. So you can see there's one down here that's already ready. It's really good. Here I've planted an Armenian cucumber to come across the trellis in this direction. I wasn't sure how long the Arkansas little leaf would be with us this season. I can see, it looks like we've got a little bit of maybe fungal issue trying to start. I did use a cup of hydrogen peroxide in a gallon of water, and I sprayed that to try to help with that situation. It's just the increased humidity. Fortunately, even though we've been in a drought, we are beginning to get rain, and that's been fantastic, except for our humidity goes up quite a lot. Over here, I have an Orient Express eggplant, and I've already gotten one off of it, and it's really cool because it's a thin skin, and they're not bitter, so they don't have to be like and salted and kind of soaked or whatever to get them edible. This is, I believe, a fairy tale, if I remember the variety correctly. Let's see. It is, yes, a fairy tale eggplant. And it makes this beautiful variegated little fruit, which I understand is also a nice thin skin, non-bitter, doesn't have to be salted and prepped in that way. It can just be cut up and used as like stir fry, and it was very, like the Orient Express, I really liked it. So I look forward to tasting that fairy tale. Here we have some Roma tomatoes. See if I can get in here so you can see. It produced a lot more than I expected. Considering the heat and the drought we've been having, I think it's actually done pretty well. I mean, they're a little bit misshapen, but I still think that it's pretty impressive. Because I mean, this season has been difficult. We've really been hand watering most everything, and it's been a bit of a struggle. Over here, you see these guys? You see all these ridiculous love bugs? They are everywhere. It is love bug season right now. It is so annoying. Look at these things. But this is a Genovese zucchini, and even though I managed to pick all the vine borer eggs off and spray with BT from time to time, and I was even pruning it. As you can see here, I've been pruning it and taking off the lower leaves that are spent and then trying to hill up more soil so that it might set out advantageous roots around to kind of support if it gets hit by a vine borer. It looks like the heat is causing the fruits to just really turn yellow and drop before the flower even opens. So I really don't know how much longer we'll be leaving these in here. It's a win for me though. It's the first year I've actually got it to the point where the heat is the problem instead of having the whole thing wiped out by vine borers. So I'm kind of excited about that. It's still a victory. And we did get quite a few off of this plant before the heat set in like it has. And they were really good. I love zucchini, but it's such a pain to try to actually grow. Over here I have a cocozelle, which I've never grown that type before. I did hand pollinate this one yesterday. So I don't know. I still can't tell if it's actually taken, if it's growing, but I'll keep an eye out. I mean, if it still wants to produce a few for me, I will leave it. But otherwise, both of these zucchini are getting pulled out, and I'll be planting some dwarf okra, I think, in this bed. Those are dwarf okra seeds. I think they're called Cajun Jewel. I'll have to check that, but I found them on Southern Exposure, so I wanted to try them. I love okra. That's one of those things, you either love it or you hate it. This is my Choche red watermelon. Got two on this side. And as you can see, I planted two of the watermelon plants in this raised bed. One on this side over here, one over here. And then on this side, I've got this guy. And he's getting there. He's pretty close to being full size. They only get about 5 pounds, from what I understand. And they're what you call a refrigerator variety. So they're small, kind of a personal watermelon or for two people. But it's the first time I've had success growing a watermelon, so I'm really excited about that. I have some strawberry here that I started this year. So I've been breaking off the flowers. I don't want them to set any fruit yet. I just want them to get established, the roots. My husband was great. He helped me put in all of these trellises, helped me move all the soil. But we have a muscadine. It's the Alachua variety. It's self-fertile, so we've put that in. I love muscadine. When I was a kid, I lived in a house that had a muscadine arbor, and it was so delicious. I love going out there and just eating muscadine grapes. Over here, we have some flowers for the pollination. I've got some varieties of blueberries here. Another plant here. And then some of the high bushes here and here. I also have a roselle. I love roselle. The calyxes that grow. Oh, they make such fantastic tea. Absolutely love it. Under here, I've got some more plants that I absolutely adore. Oxalis. I love these things. Absolutely love them. But basically, other than some flowers we have going on, this is my garden at the moment. I have some red noodle beans or yard-long beans basically put here and there inside the beds. And yesterday I planted some Florida conch peas. I kind of interspersed them in too. So we'll see how that does. That's a new one for me also. And this is my dwarf fig, the Little Miss Figgy, I think it's called. So they're good for potting. I figured we'd give this a try as well. I got a little bit of Clemson spineless okra coming up right here. And my dune sunflowers on the back. If you know Florida beaches, you're familiar with these. I absolutely love them. They make me smile when I come out. And then I have a purple possum passion fruit growing along the back fence. So we're trying to make use of all the space we have. My husband, he's also into permaculture, so he has kind of a food forest, large fenced off area in the back. And then this is where I planted flowers for my pollinators. So over here, this is a curry tree. The leaves can be dried and made into curry powder, which is wonderful. And this is my upcycled garden sink. Ugly? Yes. However, incredibly useful for me. We recycled this, and it just has a bucket here to collect the water when I wash vegetables or my hands, and they can be used again in the garden. Just have the hose here, and a place where I keep my twine, scissors, just a few odds and ends. But that's basically it. So I'll be keeping track, sharing what varieties have been working for me, and just enjoying my garden. And if you enjoy doing this kind of thing, seeing my successes, my horrible failures, which I'm sure there will be plenty of, join me here. And thanks for following along and joining me on my first video. And I wish you happy gardening.